Hey friends, it's Kevin Gehring here again this week with your real estate report. So let's go right to the chart and let's take a look at what's happening this week. So hey, back here, if you remember, we have our blue line, which is our pending home sales. Pending home sales are continuing their climb upward, which is great news. What is kind of not so good news is look at our gold line here, which is the median home price. Median home price is starting to take a fall down. So that is something to be concerned and watch right there. Let me clean this up just a little bit here so we can take a look at some of this other statistics going on. Let's take a look at my red line before we get rid of that. Remember, red here is actual closed sales for the following week. Now I expected it to go down. This is last week's right here, and here we are way down here for this week. Now remember, we're still going to get some closed sales will be reported later on this week. Let's just be honest here. Sometimes agents are a little bit slow in reporting their sales, so that's going to come up. Probably up into this range. But the reason why this is not that concerning right now is because this line represents what happened 30 days ago as far as pending sales. So keep in mind that it takes about 30 days for a sale, once it goes pending, to actually close. So what we're looking at is the 30-day later. So if we come over here and actually looked at when we saw kind of this start of the drop of our sales. Well, actually our start was way up here. So if we come over to here and look at this, we're going to look at that's about 30 days earlier, which is around here. So now we have the drop. This is going to correspond to that. And I bet this line starting next week is going to start working its way back up. So not something to be overly concerned with. As I say, I'm always looking and more curious about these two lines right here, because this is more of what's happening right now this week. So right now this week, our green line, which is the housing inventory, continues to climb up, which is great news for buyers. And the pending sales are going up, which is great news for sellers. And as long as we have pending sales going up and available homes going up, I think we're going to be looking at a pretty strong market coming up. It's just so much in play to see what's going to actually happen. So that's what's going on this week. So on to rates. Let's talk about rates right now. Rates are still low. Freddie Mac reported the average rate this last week was pretty much unchanged from the week previous. So Freddie Mac is reporting the average 30-year fixed rate at 3.28% with 0.7 of a point. Now that's the Freddie Mac average for the week. Right now, to be honest, I'm beating the snot out of that rate. Way better than average. Just priced out a loan just a few minutes ago for a $400,000 purchase or refi with 20% down on a 21-day lock. That rate came in at 2.667. So I'm actually 3.28 down to 2.667 is where I'm at. And that's a 30-year fixed rate loan, no funny stuff. 1 point up front, which gives it an APR of 2.79%. Hey, speaking of APR, what the heck is with the APR? Why do us lenders always throw out this APR number, which is higher than the actual rate? Well, remember that the actual rate is what your payment is based upon, but the APR takes into consideration the fees that you have to pay to get that rate. So it's just the government's way of helping you to shop for a loan. It prevents one lender from saying, well, my rate is 1%, and then you go to do the loan with that one lender and you find out that you're paying 7, 8, 9, 10 points, which would be ridiculous, as opposed to the rate I'm saying at 2.667 with 1 point, which is pretty much about the national average. So anyway, that's your news for this week. Hope to see you back here next week.